On a sunny Friday afternoon, Marty sent me a message asking if I could talk later. It was the first time he initiated a call since we got into a long-distance relationship. I thought it was about the vacation we were planning. "What's up?" I hopped on the video chat with the computer in one hand and a cup of tea in another, walked toward the couch, and looked forward to hearing his voice. "I think we should break up." That was the first sentence that came out from him, with an extremely cold face. "What? Are you kidding?" I seriously thought he was joking. I soon realized he was not. This man, who not that long ago asked me what kind of wedding I wanted, who introduced me to his entire family, who argued with me when I wanted to name our future dog Bunny, who kept telling me how lucky and happy he felt with me, who just flew to Seattle to spend his birthday with me, suddenly decided that he is not happy anymore. "There is no other woman. You did nothing wrong. It's chemistry," he declared. The conversation lasted for only 10 minutes. Then he uttered, "Go talk to your friends, you will be fine, I am going to my birthday dinner now." My world crashed as soon as he ended the call. There I was, all alone in a foreign country. He was not just my partner, he was, and still is, my beneficiary and emergency contact. We met on Tinder 3 years ago, as soon as I left my job in Singapore and moved to the States. I went back to school and was too poor to afford the dorm. Marty let me move into his tasteful apartment in downtown Seattle. We were pleasantly surprised by how smooth and easy it was to live with each other. We spent a lot of time loafing on the couch, staring at each other and making weird noises that burst into laughter. Since he got up and left for work at 5 a.m., and I wouldn't go to sleep until midnight, we would leave each other notes in the bathroom in case we couldn't catch up in the morning. After a few months of cohabitation, I told my friends that I finally found the one, and I wanted to marry him. They were all shocked because I had been anti-marriage for the longest time, and I never had any long-term or serious relationship. Believe it or not, I even wrote a thank you email to Tinder. I have an Excel spreadsheet with the criteria of an ideal partner that I concluded, after dated more than 40 guys. But the more I knew him, the more this sheet became tailored for his traits. I scored each person before him against the evolved spreadsheet. No one stood out better than he did. He is everything I wanted, inside and out. 2 years ago, he moved to Chicago for business school. I stayed back in Seattle but gave him the biggest support and freedom one could provide. I trusted him so much that I never intervened any of his MBA parties and trips. He never forgot to remind me how much he appreciated it. It took him longer than expected to find an ideal job. When he finally did, he dumped me. Anyone who has experienced an unwanted breakup will recognize the pain of waking up in the morning and realizing nothing is the same anymore. Still today, I open my eyes and see that the colorful future we painted together was washed away by someone pouring a bucket of black paint over it. I lost 11 pounds within 2 weeks, and it was shameful for a workaholic like me to admit that I couldn't work for months. Immediately after the breakup, I purchased the most popular ex-boyfriend recovery programs online. Those experts out there made intriguing sales videos that give you so much hope. They recommended doing no contact for at least 30 days. The idea is that over time your ex will forget the negative feelings during the breakup, will start to miss you and hopefully text you to rebuild the relationship. I even went as far as buying Facebook ads and targeted him, convinced that certain messages could change the way he thinks about chemistry, like the approach Russia used to influence the US election. He didn't text or call me during the no-contact period. Instead, he vacationed overseas, gallivanted with his friends, and moved on. The photos of him laughing with friends on Facebook felt like a knife. The hardest thing was not knowing why a relationship that seemed so good ended in a glimpse. What did he mean by chemistry? How could it be gone overnight? Was he lying? I read through numerous internet articles over and over again. I repeated the same questions until friends and therapists did not know how to respond anymore. Eventually, I turned to fortune tellers, divination, tarot cards, astrology. They gave me various reasons with plenty of details, scary but real. They claimed we had different views on money, he was too stressed and so became impotent, which hurt his ego, that there is another woman, he never liked me but didn't want to lose my support. In the end, I lost track of what is real and what was fabricated during my search for truth. 2 weeks after the breakup, I was such a zombie at work that I decided to leave the office early. As I left, my colleague told me, there is a meeting in Chicago next week. You should go. I felt fate was laughing in the face. I need to think about it. Can I get back to you tomorrow? I told my colleague. It was rare because I usually agree immediately. 20 minutes later, I messaged my coworker, okay, I will go. This trip changed my entire plan. Initially, I planned to send Marty a thoughtful proposal. After 30 days of no contact, I collected our sweetest memories, analyzed his needs, dreams, and fears, captured scientific research that shows how a relationship full of trust, respect, and care like ours is most likely to succeed. Most importantly, I thought through all the issues we might have and committed to changes. For example, being more spontaneous, deprioritizing work, and moving to Chicago. In the end, I constructed an extensive booklet of sincere messages and determination. My goal was to make him give this relationship a try. I sent the proposal before visiting Chicago. Marty messaged me soon after opening it, saying that this was one of the nicest things he has ever received, but he is not able to give me the answer I wanted. Being rejected again, I gave him a call. I got rid of all the negotiation strategy and scripts I prepared, simply told him how special the relationship was for me, and why I thought it is worth fighting for. He remained stoic. I told him I was going to Chicago the next day. Can we at least say goodbye in person? He hesitantly agreed. A few hours before I met him for the last time, I lied on the hotel bed, searched Letting Him Go on YouTube and listened to a guided meditation. I don't remember how long I cried for, but the power of the tears released an endless supply of energy waiting to be freed. I got up, cleaned off the ruined makeup, met him outside of a restaurant, and acted cheerful, pretending nothing had happened. To my surprise, he gave me a hug when we met. The level of warmth was completely different from the same man who were so distant and indifferent on the phone. Let's play a game, I suggested. If I don't cry by the end of the meal, it's on your treat. He laughed and agreed. The dinner went well. I thought he would want to run away as soon as possible, but he even suggested to get a coffee afterward. As we started to chat like before, he put the guard down and finally opened up. He told me his first girlfriend destroyed him. Even though 6 years have passed, he is still not over the pain. He can't deeply love or be serious with anyone. Everyone is disposable to him. He didn't explain why he made our relationship seem so serious, or why he stayed with me for so long. I came to the realization that as special as he made me feel, I was, after all, just another Tinder girl to him. He tried his best, and he still lost interest eventually. I told him, I don't blame you. We are both still learning. I hope that we don't have to experience this kind of pain anymore. I didn't cry. I didn't let him pay either. We hugged goodbye. I smiled and wished him well. As soon as I walked out of the building, I crashed onto the street in the freezing Chicago wind. Trying to be kind and understanding made me sick. I was devastated. Why didn't he value me as much as I did? Why did he hurt me even when he knew exactly how painful it is? What have I done to deserve being the victim of his ex-girlfriend? But at the same time, I wished to help him. I wanted to heal his pain and let him know no one will ever hurt him again. When I finally struggled to stand up, I started to feel a tiny but warm energy in my heart. It was unconditional love. It was the willingness to invest even with no guarantee of return. It is something I have never felt or given to anyone before. I remembered when the therapist asked me to list down Marty's drawbacks and where he did wrong. I told her I couldn't because I feel no resentment toward him. Marty was initially drawn to me because I was unattainable and undemanding. He used to say we were alike. Equally independent to a level that is almost cold. After staying comfortably in an avoidant attachment style relationship for so many years, I finally learned that actually, I can love. From the best memory and the worst experience. I know we are different now. I wish one day he will realize while he shut himself down and bruised others with his own pain, there was someone who survived from his inability to love, and walked away with an understanding that chemistry is a feeling that might go away, love is a decision you make and sustain.